Welcome back to another episode of Tearing It Up with Tony. Today we're going to be changing the oil on a 2007 Nissan Altima. So we're under the passenger side front. You can see the oil filter here. This belt looks a little rough too. I might recommend changing that soon. You can see all the cracks in it. But there's the oil filter. This will be the drain plug here. Alright, so this is a 14mm bolt in the drain pan. That was in there really tight. I always recommend wearing a disposable glove for this part. Go. So it's a good idea to keep your tools well lubricated, right? Alright, now that we've reinstalled the drain pan, we'll tighten it up. I do not have a torque spec for this, but I like to go snug in about 1/8 of a turn. Well, that's pretty snug right there. Definitely don't want to break it off in there, so that will work. We'll check that for leaks later. I'm going to go for the oil filter. These are supposedly to be put on hand tight. Ooh. I think this one actually was. It doesn't usually happen. Watch out for the oil drips. So we'll let that drain for a minute. I'm going to grab a paper towel and clean up the oil filter housing. I will say this is a very easy to access location though. So let's go in for the inspection. See, the mating surface is nice and clean. Alright, so with the side mount oil filter, like the one that we're dealing with, if you pre-fill the oil filter all the way up, you're gonna spill a bunch of oil all over the place. So we're going to put some oil in it. But we're not going to get too crazy. Probably fill it half of the way up. That way it shouldn't spill out too much. Our funnel in place. We'll pour a little bit of oil in here, huh? There should be plenty. Slowly soak in through the filter element. The filter that we're using in this case is a S7317. What is it? It's a STP. Pennzoil Platinum 5W30 full synthetic. Looks like most of our oil is in there. Still waiting on that last little bit. Maybe about as far as it's going to go. Alright, well, I guess I lied. Filled this one up to the brim. I always recommend dip your finger in this oil, rub it around this O-ring here. Gasket material. We're just going to take this and tilt it at 90 degrees. See the oil that comes out? That's just simulating how it's going to be when we go to install this. That should reduce how much oil that we lose upon reinstallation. Always check this ring here and make sure you didn't leave a gasket behind. That will happen, and having 2 gaskets back to back will cause a leak. So that filter's on there. Oil filters only go on hand tight. Now if the filter is covered in oil and your hands are covered in oil, hand tight's not very much. So use a rag or something. Try to really get some torque on there. Alright, and that should do it. Now we'll clean up this area with our paper towel. That way we'll be able to spot any leaks in the future. I guess if you live up north, this would be the one part of your car that won't ever rust. If you actually checked the oil level before you did your oil change, most of these oil pans have a reading on here. See, this is the 6 quart line right there. We're well below that. It's actually at the 5 quart line. So we need approximately 5 quarts in here to fill this up. This would be a good starting point. Then, of course, you'll check your oil level after you've done that and go from there. But it gives you a rough estimate. Now, to properly check the oil level, the vehicle needs to be on a flat level surface. Alright, so running the vehicle has allowed the oil to circulate and finish filling the oil filter. Now we should be able to get a good reading on the dipstick. Let it sit for just a minute. Till it's clean and dry, reinsert it, check your oil level. As you can see, the distance from low to high is approximately 1 quart. So it looks like we may be less than 1/4 of a quart low. Maybe a fifth of a quart. So one more time, now that the car is run, we'll inspect for leaks again. Looks dry. Dry, there's no dripping. We're good to go. I'll top off the oil, get it to the full mark, and then reset the maintenance light inside. Alright, so now we're going to reset the oil maintenance light. We'll press the start button 2 times to turn the car to on without starting the engine. And we'll use this button on the left over here on the dash to get to, just keep pressing it till we get to our maintenance screen here, our settings screen, and we'll push the button on the right until that goes to maintenance. Then you'll push the button on the left, and we'll go to engine oil. Push the button on the left, and using the right button we'll get to reset, and we'll push the button on the left. That's it. Alright, cool. Now, go back, go to oil filter, and do the same thing. Reset. And that's it. There's many ways to dispose of your used oil. Personally, I prefer to bring it back to your auto parts supplier, whether that's O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advance. They all recycle oil for free. So you can use your empty oil jug that you just used and refill it. Just gotta be careful not to spill it.